Update 35.1 is now live on beta with the first beta test. This beta test is mainly for the new raid, but there still are some other changes, and in this video I'm going to go through all the changes. Starting off by being in Avarc, the main new hub that we all know and love. If we go to the tent, you have your usual daily and weekly for the 3-mans and 6-mans. But if we take a look at Grumach, he now has a quest, Raid Gwythrynos, the Witch King's Citadel weekly, and just another weekly. Completing the raid gives you all of these rewards: 500 ambers, a couple of enhancement runes, purple and teal, 3 of the crimson thistles for the new food, and some virtue XP. So a nice little weekly added for the new raid. The barter items for the return, guide, and muster skills have been moved to Mural. I believe they're on Grumach on live and they require the tier 1 raid deed. This is no longer the case. You can now barter for the return skill, the hunter port, and the warden port by talking to Mural. All the daily quests in the Bale Avarc now require level 140 to pick up the quests. Some of the dailies after you pick them up will actually have a open instance finder to help you locate which instance you have to do to complete the dailies. Speaking of the new raid, Gwythrynos, the Witch King's Citadel, is now available up to tier 2 on beta. Still early in the raid cycle, we're going to see the raid release sometime in April, but we had tier 2 on this beta and I did take a look at this in my previous video. This is footage from the tier 2 raid we did on beta, and not a lot has changed. I'm just going to go through it briefly. Boss 1, you fight through a lot of ads to get to Gurkrak. Boss 1 currently is just basically tank and spank. I guess we killed him pretty fast. There's no real mechanics yet, but obviously that's going to change with future builds of the raid. After you kill Gurkrak, you then enter the Citadel. And as always, raid looks really nice. You fight through a lot of ads until you get upstairs to boss 2, which is Castellan Obashurs. It's kind of Nazgul, Kargul looking guy. This guy, same as before pretty much. You just nuke this boss and there's a lot of ads. You can just AoE down. And once you complete those ads, you fight a bit more ads and you go upstairs until you get to boss 3, the big throne room. I love the look of this place, by the way. So you get to the throne room, and this time you're actually able to do the twin fight without them bugging out. So you basically DPS the High Chieftain Flag Horde, and he green bars after, I think, half HP right here. They have a big, there's a pretty long cutscene, almost 2 minutes in the middle of this fight, until eventually we start fighting again. This time you fight both, so probably you'll have to split them up or something, maybe kill them at the same time. For sure there's going to be some mechanics added to this. And there's also a new type of mob that we could see. As you see here, the High Priestess Asachal, she kind of tells the statues to cast out the stone. I think you can see the statues in the back right here. Like these statues on the wall. Yeah, and they break free. Like they're statues that come to life. And they look pretty cool, like a new type of mob we haven't seen. But as you can see, the animation is not complete. They look kind of funny right now. But eventually, this animation should look a bit better, and these mobs should enter the fight. They're called Druzog. But like I said, still pretty easy even on tier 2. Like no mechanics yet. But obviously we'll see mechanics. So after you kill the twins, you get a chest, and this shard of Taurusar lights up. And I wanted to be the first one to click on this shard, so before looting I kinda like ran ahead, clicked on it. What happens when you click on the shard? The shard of Taurusar appears. Pretty cool looking boss, kind of unique looking. But it can get really, really bright. I'm not sure about the... it's hard to see at some points. Maybe turn down the brightness a bit. like right here. Like right now I'm trying to take a thumbnail for YouTube. See, the other guys are fighting it, but it's pretty bright at points. Yeah, we basically fight this shard, and this is as far as it got. See, the boss is at like 80%, I believe. That's when the boss is green barred, and this is as far as it goes on the current beta. People are speculating that green barring this boss, like getting to 80%, is going to port us somewhere, and then we complete like a gauntlet that we remember from Throne, something like that. Because personally, I'd be pretty disappointed if we have to do 2 fights in this room. I kind of want to see some new space. So I hope that's the case, that DPS is shard a bit, and then you get ported, and then you do something other, some cool fight. But this is as far as the fight goes currently on beta, but in future builds we should see more of this last boss fight, and more mechanics on all the bosses. Looking at the item treasury from this beta build, we find the first sign of level 150. Looking here at this gold item, Elrond's Tracery Collection level 140, and all of these tracery packs for level 140 can only mean one thing. Let's look at the next page. Valar level boost 140. So what we're seeing here is them creating the next Valar pack for the level 150 cap, level 140 Valar boost, with all the legacies and traceries and everything you need for the Valar boost. So our first sign of the level 150 Umbar level cap expansion, we now see the 140 Valar in the item treasury being added to the game. Completing Delvings on tier 11 or tier 12 should see some new deeds activate for you. Let's see what happens when I turn in my tier 11 mission.
How can I be of service?
Deed bestowed. Delvings, an explosion of light. Complete tier 11 Delvings, 1 out of 10. And there's probably going to be a 1 out of 100 as well once you complete the first 10. And possibly 1,000, but I kind of doubt it. It seemed like tier 10 was a special 1,000 deed challenge. But secretly, I do hope that there's a 1000 deed as well. But new deeds for tier 11 and tier 12 Delvings. In the Sagroth fight, last boss in the new 6-man, you are now able to use these cleansing devices that you see in the back here. You're now able to use these devices much earlier in the fight than currently. There's been some bug fixes to Saint Lore, where if you picked up the quest and did stuff in the wrong order, you would not be able to complete the quests properly. That's been fixed with this update. In the new 6-man Sagroth, you are now able to exit through this gate to get out of the instance. There's been some fixes to the drops in the new 6-man. Quite a few items actually drop for the incorrect classes. And as you can see, we have some drop fixes for Champion, Burglar, and Hunter. Hopefully, by the time we get this update, they can also fix stuff like the Bjorning getting the heavy shield and Guardian getting offhands. We just want the proper stuff to drop for the proper classes. And hopefully as well, we will see class items for Champion, Guardian, and Bjorning as well. The new Delver's Vivid Essence box should now properly show item level 481 with this patch. The Karn class items for Minstrel had their ballad encoder damage increased from 15 to 30%, and any class item from the 6-man are now bound to account rather than bound to character, and they all have a max level of 144, which of course is always good. You want new stuff with the next level cap, so as soon as we get to Umbar, these will not be usable, which I do like, as long as we get replacements for the next cap. And for all of you Minstrel Throne item enjoyers out there, bad news, the finely strung loot of the Veteran Minstrel, the Throne class item, now has a maximum level of 115. So make sure you get your new class items, because once we get this update, you will no longer be able to use the throne class item. Thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing to help out the channel, leave a like, join my Discord, and I'll see you in the next one. If you're playing or looking to play Lord of the Rings online, there is one place you need to be. The Ghyniverse is a community Discord server for the game Lord of the Rings Online. In this server, you'll find anything from giveaways. There's also a frequently asked questions channel that I would recommend checking out first. You'll be able to see when I put out new YouTube videos, whenever I stream. You can also ask for the streamer role, and you'll be able to post your own streams in this server for everyone to see. There's currently over 5,000 members in this Discord, and it keeps growing. You will also find discussion channels about the game, LOTRO. You can ask any questions in the help channel. There's discussions for every single class in the game and PvP. But one of the best things about this server is the best in slot items section. In this section you can find trait lines for every single class. You will find screenshots of the current best gear being displayed. In this channel you'll find charts showing what stats you need for your characters, mitigations, mastery crit, finesse, but you'll also find useful information about drop rates in different instances. I hope you will consider joining my server, and maybe one day I'll see you in Middle-earth.